November's a perfect date. He had a great
to come
fight
back against Boots or to get a
against
tune-up
Boots.
and then Boots?
No, we don't need a tune-up.
Right.
We want to go straight into Boots. We want straight into Boots. If Boots decides to fight Kelly and take advantage of Kelly being cut and everything, then that's kind of showing me that you really don't want to fight Vergil.
Well, he's already said he's more interested in Kelly and Fundora because he wants the 4 belts.
No, that's a lie, because he doesn't want to fight Vergil. He wanted to fight Vergil before. Why not anymore? Because he's the champion. He wants to unify. No, the fight against Vergil is 3 times bigger when it comes to his payday, to a meaningful fight. Nobody's gonna care.
Say it, man. Look. Come on. Look, he just got to the division, right?
Yep.
Got 2 fights in the division. He just beat a unified world champion.
Oh,
Period.
Hold on. Time out.
Hold up.
Who did Zayas beat to be called the champion?
You can't do that.
What do you mean who he beat to be called the champion?
Who cares what a sanctioned body assigns a belt?
Jorge Garcia, not Ryan Garcia. Jorge Garcia.
Yeah, well, he beat Jorge. Yeah,
Right,
Garcia.
so you mean to tell me you call someone a champion because they beat Garcia?
Listen to me. He won the belt.
Right, he won a
He won
belt.
the
That's
belt.
different
He
than
won
being
the belt.
champion.
I get that. I understand that.
At 140 pounds.
Pretend is hittable, for sure. Hittable.
Gotta get inside on him.
I think he's become overrated on the tournament
But at the
fight.
same time,
then I
dude,
think
when
he's
you
a good
get
fighter.
inside, he's better inside than he is outside, in my opinion. He'll chop you up with those uppercuts, and he's tough. The things that I like in this division, 154, is that you have Boots. You see his determination. Did you see it the other night? You saw his determination and will? Vergil Ortiz, what does he have? That determination and that will?
And Vergil's a little twitchy, too, for a guy with power.
Yeah.
And aggression.
And
he got a lot of heart.
Fundora.
Not even a year since Vergil's last fight, and it seems like they already forgot his last couple of performances, man. Those were the 2 of his best performances against Madrimov, a guy that almost beat Crawford, and the way he did, dominated with no questions, and then goes and knocks out Lupin in the second round, making it look so easy.
Robert Garcia has delivered a major update surrounding Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s next move, while also sending a strong message toward Jaron BootsEnnis about the money, competition, and legacy at stake in a possible future showdown.
Because he's the champion, he wants to unify. No, the fight against Vergil is 3 times bigger when it comes to his payday, to a meaningful fight. Nobody's gonna care because you beat Kelly or you beat Vergil. You know what I mean? A win over somebody like Vergil means a lot more than Josh Kelly.
It does, but
you know what I mean?
But if he's gonna go the Kelly route, don't you have to go after Fundora?
Then we'll do that.
Right.
Then we'll do that. Yeah, then we'll do that. If Boots decides to go after Kelly and take advantage of that big old cut, and right now is the moment to do it, then that's the way they're gonna do it. I can't.
Garcia is making his position clear. Vergil Ortiz Jr. wants a meaningful victory, not a simple confidence-building fight. According to Garcia, Ortiz is preparing to make a statement, especially if a clash with BootsEnnis eventually becomes reality.
I agree with Vergil. I think if Vergil is able to, fight Boots and we were able to get those punches, I think it's over. I think Vergil is not going to hold back. Vergil has great, insane power at 154. So I think
the situation has gained even more attention after Mauricio Suleiman shared his view on the mandatory situation involving Sebastian Fundora and Vergil Ortiz. His comments have added another layer to the ongoing uncertainty surrounding Ortiz's next steps.
With both camps, and now it is just very recent that Ortiz and Golden Boy have finalized their legal situation. But now Fundora has a fight scheduled, and Ennis who was supposed to fight Ortiz, that was their petition. He already has another direction, so we have to see what's going to happen. But we have been consistent and always in communications with both Golden Boy for Ortiz and with PBC and TGB with Fundora.
Well, what are the chances you make that happen, though, that you mandate it after
that's a
Fundora's
fight
mandatory?
That's a fight that we all should be looking for.
Robert Garcia is convinced that Vergil Ortiz Jr. has the ability to stop Boots. Tim Bradley, however, sees the matchup very differently and expects Ennis to control the fight. Given Bradley's experience and knowledge of the sport, his prediction has sparked plenty of discussion.
Step into a ring with I mean, with the Ortiz, we may see a completely different guy, especially if he gets touched.
Man, he gonna cook Ortiz.
Oh,
he gonna cook Ortiz just like he just got done cooking Zayas. Look, man.
But that was expected, though.
Listen to me.
You're talking about Zaya as a guy that isn't known for his punching power at all. That was
or his speed, really his skills. He checks boxes at a decent level, but not at an elite level.
But the thing is that he didn't feel the pop. You got to understand that about Boots. Boots is willing to take yours to get his, and it's a trap, right? A lot of his flows, but I'm just telling you that I know it's not always a good thing, but it works for him, and I think that he fights off of feeling. That's what it is. It's feeling. You understand that, right?
Garcia strongly disagrees with Bradley's confidence in a potential Boots versus Vergil fight. He believes Bradley's support for Ennis may involve more than simply evaluating boxing ability. Garcia argues that once these two finally meet, Ortiz's non-stop pressure, physical strength, and punching power could expose areas of Boots' game that are often overlooked.
Former world champion, a great person. He knows how to speak well. He's done commentary on fights for ESPN, so he's got experience on everything. Maybe it's just favoritism. Maybe it's just something to do with being, having a favorite fighter. It could be that. I don't know. Look, I'm not saying he's, I can't say, because we don't know. You're wrong, or get in a fight with Timothy Bradley, because I'm not gonna do that. He's a friend and a good person, but I think the opposite. I totally think the opposite. I think Vergil, look, do people forget that it was just last year?
Garcia also points back to Vergil Ortiz's victory over Israel Madrimov, reminding fans that Madrimov was competitive against Terence Crawford and forced him to work throughout their fight. Garcia believes Ortiz's recent accomplishments are being forgotten far too quickly. He points out that two of Vergil's strongest performances came within the past year, yet the boxing world has already shifted its attention elsewhere.
Madrimov and the way he did, and the skills that he showed, a Madrimov who almost beat Crawford, and then Vergil goes out and does what he did with Madrimov. I think not only Timothy, but a lot of people might have that already. And then he goes and dominates second round knocker Lubin. But man, it hasn't been not even a year since Vergil's last fight. And it seems like they already forgot his last couple of performances, man. Those were the two of his best performances against Madrimov, a guy that almost beat Crawford, and the way he did, dominated without...
Ennis, meanwhile, seems to be looking in another direction rather than continuing to discuss a Vergil Ortiz matchup. He has shown more interest in moving towards Sebastian Fundora and appears frustrated with repeatedly answering the same questions. His focus is on winning world championships and establishing himself as one of the division's leading fighters, with Fundora or Josh Kelly potentially standing in his way next.
The better I'm gonna be, the sharper I'm gonna be. So, I'm here to, collect these belts, and I want to be undisputed at 154, and I will be undisputed at 154. I ain't get to do it at 47. So, the next best thing is, Fundora or Kelly. So, and I feel like everybody want to see me and Fundora because he's a tall test.
Yeah, I love the Fundora fight. I think that's probably my favorite fight for you that's available right now. Sounds like he might be doing his mandatory next. And then, of course, we have Josh Kelly. But look, Vergil Ortiz, we know you already accepted that fight back in April, and then his court issues with Golden Boy prevented the fight from happening. Are you getting a little tired of the situation now? Because I know you're asked about it everywhere you go.
Yeah, I mean...
Josh Kelly has offered a much different assessment of Boots. Kelly believes there are weaknesses in Boots' game that have already been visible to fans. In his view, high-level opponents can find ways to make Ennis uncomfortable. Kelly still recognizes Boots as an elite talent, but believes those vulnerabilities could become increasingly important as Ennis faces stronger opposition.
Which we hadn't seen before, so it's a good watch.
Yeah. Was there anything that surprised you about it, would you say, when you're watching it?
How fast the fight caught straight away. I'd expected a little bit more boxing, a little bit more feeling out, especially from Xander, but just caught a light.
Bradley also sees Josh Kelly as a serious test for BootsEnnis. He believes Kelly's footwork, timing, experience, and technical skills could create problems that most opponents cannot. Bradley points out that Kelly is unlikely to simply stand in front and trade punches, meaning Boots could be forced to solve a complicated tactical challenge inside the ring.
Is Josh Kelly. I think Josh Kelly's a little bit more difficult fight, believe it or not, than Vergil Ortiz. Styles make fights. Josh Kelly don't look like much, but he's quick. He got good reflexes. He got some pop on his shots. He's very deceiving. And he got legs. And he gonna move around all night, and Boots gonna have to chase. He gonna have to chase. And he gonna have to chase. And you know, Boots don't really like to chase. You can hear it when they talking. Well, if he's standing right there in front of me, it's gonna be night, you know, it's not gonna be a short night. They like guys that stand in front of them. Vergil Ortiz, yeah.
Bradley believes Ennis eventually has the ability to break through Kelly's defense, but he does not expect it to happen immediately. Boots would need to stay composed, analyze Kelly's movements, and wait patiently for openings. Bradley believes rushing forward could actually work against Ennis, so discipline and timing would be essential if Boots wants to turn those opportunities into real damage.
His defense, even though he's very elusive, Boots throwing combinations, something eventually gonna crack that defense. You know, especially when guys that they just like to use the head movement and be, you know, elusive and agile. You can let those punches fly, man, and something eventually is gonna get in there on the guy. And as long as Boots is pressing forward, cutting off the ring, right, prepare himself for boxers, he should have no problem beating Josh Kelly. However, like I said, it's gonna be a little bit more time for him to be able to get to him, judging by, you know, what I know about BootsEnnis. So, salute, OG. I appreciate you.
Greg Hackett takes a far more confident position, rejecting the idea that Josh Kelly has a strong chance of defeating Boots. He views Kelly as another difficult opponent standing in Ennis's path. Hackett also warns against comparing Kelly's previous fight with Bakram Murtazaliev to a matchup against Boots, because Ennis presents an entirely different threat through his switch-hitting ability, speed, athleticism, and fight-ending power.
I mean, I hope we get one of the guys, you know what I mean? But Josh Kelly is just another victim, you know what I'm saying? To be real. I mean, he in the way. I mean, we respect Josh Kelly, but he gotta go. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is right now. You ask me. He has hand speed. We know that he got quick feet. And, you know, he gonna try to make the fight tough for you. He's not the biggest puncher, but he can hit a little bit. And, you know, with a guy like Josh Kelly, you just gotta be patient. You can't be eager to get to him because, you know, he gonna make sure he do whatever to get up out of there, like he did with Bakram. Gave Bakram some trouble, but Boots isn't Bakram, so, you know, it's gonna be a different type of fight. But yeah, those are the things you gotta watch out for. You can't just go in there and think you're gonna just punch a man.
Even while making Ennis the clear favorite, Hackett acknowledges that the fight would still require a smart approach. He explains how both fighters could try to control the contest and pays particular attention to Kelly's movement, timing, and technical strengths. From Ennis's perspective, Hackett believes Boots would need a disciplined strategy to cut off the ring and deal with Kelly's ability to create distance and change the pace.
And Boots, that's going to probably be the quickest we ever seen him. He's going to be quick on his feet, hands going to be fast, and he's going to be trying to get in and get out. You know what I mean? So you got to be good and patient and be ready to go to that body. You know what I mean?
If you're Boots, how do you approach this fight with a guy that you know?
Patience, because he not really trying to get in a shootout. Xander was willing to get in a shootout with Boots. Josh Kelly is not going to be willing to get in a shootout. That ain't what he's trying to do. Josh Kelly trying to be who he is, pretty boy. You know what I mean? So that means when you carry a name like that, you basing your style off of hitting and not get hit. You know what I mean? So that's saying he gonna be in there trying his best to get off and then get the fuck up out of there.
Sebastian Fundora has also weighed in on the possible matchup and believes Vergil Ortiz could end up facing Boots before Fundora gets his own opportunity. Fundora favors Ortiz and believes Ennis showed openings during his recent battle with Xander Zayas. In Fundora's opinion, Ortiz's physical strength, constant pressure, and aggressive approach could create problems for Boots and potentially give Vergil enough control to win rounds on the judges' scorecards.
We saw some flaws from Boots with the last fight. I mean, he looked great. I mean, he beat Zayas. I mean, pretty easy. Pretty easy. But that third round still raises some questions, right? I mean, it raises everybody some questions. How does he do with pressure? Vergil is a pressure fighter, and he hits hard. I consider myself also a pressure fighter. He throws a lot of punches and hits hard. So we'll see what happens when he fights one of us. I mean, I guess Vergil's first. So we'll see what happens with that, but I favor Vergil.
Well, I actually meant your deepest thoughts about them as opponents for yourself than each other.
Oh, yeah. I'll beat them both.
Sebastian Fundora continues to be viewed by many analysts as one of the most difficult challenges available to Boots. Max Kellerman points toward Fundora's extraordinary height and reach as potential advantages that could create serious problems for Ennis. Kellerman also noted the progress Fundora displayed against Keith Thurman, suggesting that his physical dimensions and improving skills could force Boots to deal with a style he has rarely encountered.
I got a lot of size.
Fundora.
I think Fundora's the problem.
Fundora.
Because of his size and his reach.
Because his size, his reach, and how he's using it now.
Yes.
You're looking at a...
I give him, this is what I'm on guard against. I give Fundora credit. I absolutely agree. He's gotten better.
Yes.
And because of his size and reach and his volume punching, he can be a problem. I'd like to see how Boots fares against Fundora, although I would think if Boots especially could beat Fundora. What I'm careful about is people going into the Thurman fight thought one thing of Fundora. Coming out of the Thurman fight, they thought another thing. But this is not Thurman from 6 years ago, guys.
He's not a bull.
While Boots continues to receive major praise, some analysts are focusing on the entertainment value of his performances as well. Sergio Mora believes the most important question is whether a fight gives fans the action they expect, and he felt this matchup delivered. Mora singled out the third round as a potential candidate for Round of the Year, emphasizing that great boxing is not only about landing punches, but also about responding when the fight becomes difficult. From his perspective, the audience got exactly the kind of action they wanted to see.
And how vulnerable he's looked. We've heard people, whether it's Terrence Crawford, who may have some reasons for feeling that way, Tim Bradley, other fighters who have said, hey, Boots looked great offensively, but he did show some vulnerabilities. What have you made of the criticism of Boots in the aftermath of this?
Was it exciting? Yes. Was it the round of the year in that third round? Yes. Does he get hit? Absolutely. This is a hurt game, but the sweet science can be on the back foot. It could be brilliant. It could be master boxing, but then people will call it boring. But then once you get hit in an exciting fight, then you become vulnerable, susceptible. You can be hit, you can get beat. Which one is it? You're never going to satisfy the critics or the fans, or you're not going to be able to please.
The welterweight division is becoming more unpredictable with every new development, and the debate surrounding BootsEnnis, Vergil Ortiz, and Sebastian Fundora continues to grow. Each fighter has supporters who believe he has what it takes to take control of the division. So, who do you believe has the edge?